Hi, welcome. And your card is this one. Take a screenshot before I read it for you. Destruction is my superpower. I thrive on new beginnings. I appreciate the steady and now. I can start all over again and keep going and let natural endings flourish. And talking of destruction, which is your superpower, when I was getting ready for this reading, the basket that holds all my cards and all my crystals just fell down and it was all over the place. And I just picked up the card that came in my hand, which was this one. And your oracle card is Imum Koli, the root. Wow. Somehow it is an upside down card, but it feels like it's right side up. Like today somehow it feels like the card was created wrong. Look at the branches. Somehow these branches are going upwards, which is this one, but supposed to go down. Like no branches can ever grow from the root, which is this one. Roots don't grow like this, but if you think of it as upside down, the roots look like the stems, whereas the stems actually look like the roots. And the card is called the root, and your oracle card says it's destruction. Whatever that has happened in your life at this moment has brought about absolute upheaval. Everything is getting destroyed, and somehow it feels like you're stuck. Like anything that happens, like it doesn't matter anymore. Like your life has gone to such an extreme of all the chaos that you can handle, that it has crossed the limits that can surprise you. Now you're ready for anything and everything, and you are detached. Yes, that is the feeling I'm getting from you. You feel absolutely detached, and I'm gonna get you a crystal. Whichever one comes in my hand. Wow, this is golden quartz. I got it in London when I was roaming about with my friend, and it was supposed to be the crescent moon, and then it just broke. And now it represents something that we have in Hindu mythology, tooth of Ganesha. Tooth of Ganesha was broken off, and he wrote with it the epic of Mahabharata. So when I think of this as the tooth, this can also represent tooth of a tiger, which is also worn by Indians. Many of them do own it. Like in the olden times they used to own it. Now it's illegal, I think. And this is a golden quartz that was supposed to be a crescent moon, and now it is broken up, and it reminds me of Ganpati's tooth. And that tooth represents literature. It represents our ancient knowledge, from where we realize where we come from, what our roots are. And somehow I'm getting this feeling that your reading is bringing about this comfort, and not just comfort, but it is bringing to you a deep knowledge. It is bringing to you information from higher realms, telling you that this upheaval is actually bringing to you something really huge. Something great is about to enter your life. Like from now on, your life would be before this and after this, like AD and BC. I'm gonna read this card again. Destruction is my superpower. I thrive on new beginnings. I appreciate the steady and now. I can start all over again and keep going and let natural endings flourish. This is about destruction. Your root card is upside down, and this thing reminds you of broken off tooth of Lord Ganesha. And I keep bringing up the tooth of Lord Ganesha because Lord Ganesha is the god of new beginnings, which is also a new card. So Lord of new beginnings, also the god of literature, of abundance. And he, in Hinduism, we pray to Lord Ganesha before we pray to any other god. He is literally the starter. He is the one we pray to before anyone else. And this boon was given to Lord Ganesha because his father didn't recognize him when he was first born. And there was a story, I'll tell you some other time. And his head was cut off. And when he realized who the boy was, Lord Shiva, who is the father of Lord Ganesha, ordered for his ganas to bring the head of elephant to replace his son's head. So in fact, the tooth was an elephant's tooth. So Lord Ganesha's beginning started with destruction. His humanity, his divine humanity, was cut off from his throat, and it was replaced with something that was very innocent and yet so majestic, an elephant. So let's get into your tarot cards, because it seems like these oracle cards have set up a great story, like how you set up a story in the prologue, and then you actually answer the questions, and then there is the middle where I just want to know what the story is. And we are going to ask the universe what your story is and what you need to hear at this moment. Three of Swords is upside down, and this card deck is wow. And the bottom of the deck is this. I'm taking the cards back to back, 4, because I was called to. So your first card is Three of Swords, 5 of Wands, 10 of Swords, and then Queen of Coins. Three of Swords upside down is about heartbreak, and heartbreak is not just about romance. Heartbreak is something that we go through when we are rejected from a career, when we reject ourselves from accepting ourselves as we are, because we are measuring ourselves and our worth by what other people think of us, or if we are comparing ourselves to someone who is not us, because our self-worth comes from us and not anyone else. And it feels like that is what this is about, but it's upside down. And that's why I think when it comes to 5 of Wands, the Swords is upside down, and the Wands, 5 of Wands, which usually represent some kind of fight with the outside world. But your card suggests that this is more of a mental fight, and I think it's a mental fight because you're trying to fight off the consequences that you see on the outside. Like in your world, you see why someone just approaches you and comments on something that you have been thinking about, but you were labeling it. You were labeling yourself to be a certain way, and somehow this is real. Somehow it sends off the signals to the people around you who are on the frequency that you are, or what you're thinking about, and they are able to catch it. Like someone who is very insecure with their own body or their face or something, and they are obviously thinking that they are less than. They are not, but they are thinking that. And when you are normal, but there are phases in your life when you just feel insecure, and at that point your frequency matches this person's frequency who thinks about their insecurities and are insecure all the time, and you dip a little bit for a little bit, but you're on the same frequency. And during this time, this person is usually the one to enter your life, and ask you something or comment on something that matches the exact line of thought that you had going on in your head, and you're like, oh my god. So everyone else is thinking that, but they are not. They really are not. It's you who are calling, it's you who are screaming. It's like you are a lighthouse who is capturing these people with your vibrations to come talk to you and give you the evidence of what you have been thinking to be right. They are giving you the evidence of what you have thought already. And that is why these cards are coming up, because in your head you are on a frequency where you do not see anything that can help you at this moment. And that's why you keep on attracting the evidence that life is just not worth it. But after these three cards, the card that came about was Queen of Coins. Now I'm going to talk about this card because it is really important for you to understand where your life is going after this. So we are gonna go read your card again. Destruction is my superpower. I thrive on new beginnings. I appreciate the steady and now. I can start all over again and keep going and let natural endings flourish. If anyone has ever embodied a card like this, a writing like this, then it's this one, Queen of Coins. Coins usually represent the connection between a human and their reality. If you think of money, money actually does not exist. It is a way for humans to calculate their success. They're relatively civilized part of success, like something that is not universal. Like you might think money is universal. It is not. The only thing that is universal is energy. If a person leaves civilization, and lives as a person who has no family and has no connections to human beings and go live in a cave, do you think that a load of money that he finds in a cave would matter to him? That gold or anything that is supposed to be precious in civilization would matter to him? No, because he doesn't know what to do with it. It is only important, or it is only valuable because other people find that it is valuable and are willing to barter for it. Like you get something by giving someone else something. So money is something that is a made up concept, and it signifies the relationship between the reality that we live and the human being. So when we think about Queen of Coins, it is pure energy. The king is the person, but the queen is the universe. She goes everywhere and she has no boundaries. She is literally universe herself. She can go anywhere, she can do anything. If you wanna channel the energy of Queen of Coins, then I have a solution for you. If you go to sleep, and before going to sleep, when you are in this phase where you're right before you're about to fall asleep, you fall into this period where all the things that are troubling you falls away, and this is the time when you can access the entrance to the Queen's chambers, because anything that you think during this time is counted as a wish to the universe's queen. And when you think about this particular thing that you want, this wish, this desire, and you fall asleep, you enter her chamber and offer your wishes to her. And anything you ask this queen is gonna be reality. No matter how impossible your real brain, your logical brain, your rational brain, your waking up brain thinks, when you're sleeping and you are 100% in connection with the universe, anything and everything is possible. And that is why the card that you had was about destruction, because all the inhibitions that you have had, all the limitations that you had put on yourself, they are getting destroyed at this moment, and you're supposed to let it. And you are at this point where I am getting this statement, good or bad, who knows. It's like I read a story where a man finds a horse in the woods, and people come to him and are like, "You're so lucky," and the man is like, "Who knows, good or bad, who knows?" And people were like, he gets a free horse and he's not thankful, he's not grateful. And then the man, when his son was riding this horse, he falls down the horse and breaks his leg. And those same people come to him and they're like, "You're so unlucky, that horse was a bad idea, you shouldn't have brought him home. It broke your only son's leg." And the man is like, good or bad, who knows. Again, it keeps going on and on, the story keeps going on and on and on, and it keeps on proving that you never know how a situation is supposed to end for you. Everything that is good right now would eventually show you something bad about itself, and anything that was bad would show you it is good for you in a way. If you meet a person and that person is completely bad, then you are yet to see their real personality, because they would have something that is good for you. And if you meet a person who is completely good, like absolutely amazing for you, then my friend, you haven't recognized that person, because unless you see at least one red flag in a person, that person is not honest or real yet with you. So unless you see both good and bad sides of a person, do not believe that you know that person. And when you finally see both their sides, what they're showing you, believe yourself and believe them for being what they say they are. So that was your reading. Thank you for joining me. I hope that all the things that are going in your life go the right way and you arrive where you're supposed to arrive. Thank you for joining me. Bye.